Thanks. All right. How are you guys doing? We good? Do you need to shake your bonbon first before we can start? All right, so I'm Abby Walsh and I'm excited to talk to you guys today about Shakeology. It's a huge passion point of mine. But first I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I hear a team call or I'm at a conference, the thing that sticks out to me the most all the time is somebody's story, right? We all have a story to share. And my story is what brought me into this business. It's Shakeology. So for me, when I was introduced to Shakeology, it was really from, like Cam, I came from the fitness business. I own a group fitness studio in Butler, Pennsylvania, and I have my master's in nutrition. So for me, I didn't have a physical transformation with Beachbody that brought me in, but it was the nutrition and fitness tools in my tool belt that brought me into this business. So at my studio, I had a ton of clients asking me questions about different protein shakes, different diet pills, different supplements they could be taking to lose weight. And my response to them was always, don't take that, just eat real food, right? And so all the time I get these questions, well, what about this? What about that, Abby? And I'd be like, no, just eat food and work out. So I was not anybody that was into supplements. I did not have anything that I necessarily represented or suggested to people, and I kept getting more and more questions. So I finally was like, okay guys, I'm gonna go look up these products, I'm gonna investigate where they came from, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion as to what I think about them. So I started looking up these products. I'm not gonna tell you the names, but just think about every product that's sold, all right? Think about all the things on the shelf at GNC, and these are the things that I looked up, and one of them was Shakeology. So for me, I am looking at Shakeology and all the other shakes and supplements and diet pills that people presented to me were so easy to just look at the label and be like, garbage. I can't believe people are having this. The fake ingredients that are in it, the artificial sweeteners, the ingredients that should be illegal, in my opinion, in the United States, that are in these products is just garbage. And then I looked at Shakeology and I saw, wow, this looks all right. So I kept looking through it and I started investigating how it was processed. I started looking into the ingredients that were in the bag, and I said, I actually would tell people to drink this and maybe I would drink it myself. So I went online that day to beachbody.com and I looked up Shakeology. I looked up how much it was, and my first thought, just like probably most of you, was, ooh, I don't want to spend that. But I knew where it came from. I had already done my research, and I was looking for a way to get it cheaper. I'm like searching online, like discount code Shakeology, and I'm seeing in the fine print when I read the whole website that I could become a coach and I could get a discount, and I didn't know what a coach was, but I signed up to be a coach that day for Shakeology discount. So if you don't know this, sidebar, if you're a diamond coach or above, you can get coaches assigned to you from Beachbody, and that was me. I was assigned to my coach who lives in Michigan, and I never thought I'd do anything with this business at all. I thought I was gonna drink Shakeology myself. I was gonna tell my clients they could drink it if they wanted to, but I wasn't looking for a business opportunity. To me, when my coach called me up that day and asked me about what I wanted to do with this business, I said, nothing. I'm just gonna drink Shakeology. I'm already helping people. I don't need Beachbody, I don't need coaching, but I actually did need it. I needed it in a really bad way that I didn't even know. And if you're talking to people who are in the fitness industry already and you're put back by the fact that they don't think they need this, please don't give up on them, because I'm so blessed by this business today. And it's a tool in my tool belt. It doesn't define me. I'm not Abby Walsh, Beachbody coach, but I'm Abby Walsh, somebody, like Kim said, a fitness and nutrition advocate, somebody who's living out a healthy lifestyle, and Beachbody has a ton of things that can help people do that. So without further ado, Shakeology is something I'm super passionate about. And I'm super passionate about people having a story with Shakeology. So just like I have a story of how I got into this business with Shakeology, I'm sure each and every one of you can think about what Shakeology's done for you, right? Has Shakeology positively changed your life? Anybody? Anybody? There you go. Get a woot woot for Shakeology. So it's changed your life. Why should you drink it? Number one, we know it's one of our vital behaviors to be a product of the product. Nobody's going to drink something you don't drink and that you haven't had an experience with. But products tell and stories sell. Like I said, your story is what's going to make people start to try Shakeology, or trust that the price tag shouldn't scare them away, or trust that there's something beyond what they think is in that bag. And it's seriously the best. I can just, put my foot down and say it's the best. I've really researched every product on the market, and if there was something better, I'd drink it myself, but I don't. Shakeology is the best. The love and care that this company has put into what's in that bag blows my mind. They could have came out with a coffee flavored shake years ago. They could have came out with, how many people wanted vanilla vegan for a super long time, right? They could have came out with a vanilla flavored shake, but that's not what we do at Beachbody. We only put things in the bag that are going to benefit the nutrition quality of Shakeology, and that's so amazing. So let's move on. Shakeology 101. I'm going to kind of breeze through some of this because I want you to know something. While I have my master's in nutrition, while I do know a lot about all the individual ingredients in the bag of Shakeology, you don't need to know that to be a good coach, right? We all know that, right? You don't need a fitness background. You don't need a nutrition education. All you need to do is be somebody who's going to give somebody peer support. You've had an experience, you've had results, and you pay that forward. So I don't want to go through and make you memorize all the ingredients in Shakeology, but I want you to be able to look at that bag and be able to explain to somebody why it's different, why it's not just a protein shake, right? Why all those ingredients in there are worth the amount of money that you're asking somebody to spend. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing in Shakeology, how many of you have looked at the back of the bag before? Yeah? Good? Okay. So you know that it's broken up into categories, right? There's proprietary protein blends, it talks about antioxidants, all these things, and I'm going to break down the categories of what's on the back of the bag, and I just want you to understand what it does. So first I'm going to call you out. If you don't have a notebook out, or you don't have a phone that you're taking notes on, do it, okay? Do it. You're not going to remember this stuff, but it can really change how you can effectively explain Shakeology in your business. So proteins in Shakeology, the thing I want to touch on real quick is this. We have a black bag and a white bag, right? That's the main difference, is the protein in Shakeology. So the black bag, regular Shakeology, has whey protein in it, animal products, right? And the vegan bag does not. It's all plant-based proteins. That's the first differentiation between the two things. So you don't need to know everything, but what you do need to know is that Beachbody took a lot of care into how they process their protein. It's not just like the cheap stuff on the shelf. And the other thing to know is that they took a lot of care into the blend that's there. The blend that keeps you full longer. That's what protein does. It helps us stabilize our blood sugar levels. It helps us stay full longer. And the different types of protein in Shakeology release and are processed through our body in different amounts of time to help with that. So protein also helps us build and repair muscle. So do you know what protein does? Yeah? Helps you build and repair muscle, right? Helps stabilize your blood sugar levels, helps keep you full longer. That's what you need to know. So vitamins and minerals, this is the other big thing that I find that coaches don't know about Shakeology. So the black bag and the white bag, regular and vegan. In regular Shakeology, it's fortified with vitamins and minerals. Do you know what that means? That means they added vitamins and minerals to Shakeology. So if you look at the back of the bag, it'll specifically say to you that there's this amount of vitamin D in the bag, right? So that means it's fortified. Extra vitamins and minerals are added to it. Vegan is not fortified, okay? So if you look on the back of a vegan bag, it doesn't say vitamin D this amount. There's vitamin D, there's vitamins and minerals in vegan Shakeology, but it's whatever is bioavailable in the specific food that's in the bag. So think about it like this. If you had 2 oranges, right, do you think they both have the exact same amount of vitamin C? If they were different sizes, they came from different trees? No, right? So in vegan Shakeology, there's gonna be different amounts of vitamins and minerals. It's whatever's bioavailable to that specific food. What's important about this that we know is really just that if somebody is taking supplements, right, maybe they've been prescribed things by their doctor, you know, if they're taking vegan, we don't have to worry about how much they're getting. So that's an awesome opportunity. So some people might look at it and say, why isn't vegan fortified? But it's actually an awesome option that we have, that it's not fortified. For me personally, I'm not vegan, but I choose to drink vegan because I just want to get the vitamins that I'm getting from food and I supplement with the things my body personally needs. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. So, next is antioxidants. What you need to know about antioxidants, like I said, you don't need to know all these different names of the superfoods in Shakeology, but know that most of the antioxidants come from superfruits in Shakeology, like the acerola cherry and things like that. But what we should know about antioxidants is really what they do for you. They protect your body of free radical damage. They prevent cellular damage, they help with your cardiovascular health. But what I love to focus on when it comes to antioxidants is how many people have said to you things like, well, I eat well, I eat whole foods, right? I get all that stuff. I just like to eat food. I don't like to drink shakes. But Shakeology is so important for our health because food isn't what it used to be. Crops aren't as nutrient dense as they used to be, right? So we get all of the antioxidants, the things our body needs through Shakeology, which is great. Phytonutrients. I like to describe phytonutrients like this. You probably would see this word or read it, and everybody else that looks at the back of the bag sees it, and they don't know what it means. But phytonutrients really just help your cells communicate in your body. It helps your body communicate and know what all your different processes are supposed to do and helps them do that effectively. So it promotes healthy aging. How many of you have been like, my skin's clearer, I look younger, right? I look younger than when I first started coaching. It helps your body detoxify. It promotes an alkaline state, not an acidic state. An acidic state isn't good for the body, but an alkaline state is, and it supports a strong immune function, okay? So these are some of the things that phytonutrients do for us, and that's just really what I want you to understand is that in a protein shake, there wouldn't be all these benefits, right? But what we have to help people understand is the ingredients in Shakeology, the superfoods in Shakeology do all these things for your body. Like it helps your cells communicate, your body functions work the way that they should, helps you build a strong immune system, it helps our body deal with the stress of life, which is the next one, adaptogens. Think of the word adapt. Adapt helps you adapt to your circumstances, your situations. We adapt to stress. Stress from exercise, stress from our daily situations and circumstances, but that's what adaptogens help us do in life. And I've spotlighted some of the ingredients on here, and you can take pictures of that, but I want to make sure I breeze through this so I can get to my tips at the end too for you guys. But when we added chaga, and on my last slide there was matcha on there, right? Those were two new ingredients that we added in April to Shakeology. And what I just want to highlight there real quick is this is why you should be so comfortable and invested in Shakeology and talking about it, because Beachbody cares. They're constantly updating things to make it the best possible for us, okay? So that's adaptogens. Adaptogens help us adapt to the stress of life, the stress of workouts, which is why it's so important for our clients to get the best results too, by doing these workout programs and drinking Shakeology. So the next category is the last one, kind of bundled together with digestive support, pre and probiotics, fiber, digestive enzymes. And what you really should know about this just helps our gut health, helps us, if you don't know the difference, probiotics and prebiotics. Prebiotics, think it comes first, pre. Pre is the food in our gut for probiotics. So probiotics is the healthy bacteria, prebiotics feed that healthy bacteria in our gut. But there's all those digestive enzymes and ingredients in Shakeology that help our digestive health. How many of you can say like, hey, I'm more regular since I drink Shakeology, right? Or maybe you had IBS or Crohn's or things like that, and while we can't say Shakeology heals anything, we can share our experience, our personal experience of what it's done for us. So I just went through 6 categories of nutrients with you guys. And what I want you to know is this is how I teach my challengers, my prospects, my coaches about Shakeology. I don't talk about all those teeny little ingredient names when I'm talking to somebody in a message or on the phone about Shakeology, but I help them understand these 6 categories of nutrients that are in Shakeology, and I do this through what I call tasting groups. I've been doing this since I started my business, and I'm going to give you my tips on how I do that and why I think you should do it too. But in my tasting groups, I run them for a week, and I go through every day one of those categories that I just talked to you about. So on Monday, we talk about protein. And on Tuesday, we talk about vitamins and minerals. And on Wednesday, we talk about antioxidants, just literally in the order that I just went through it. What I personally do is I run these the last week of every month. Why I do that is because it sets me up for success, to hit Success Club, to have new challengers for new challenge groups every month. And for me, in my business, I always hit Success Club in the first 3 days of the month because I ran this group that was the 24th through the 30th of the month, or whatever the last week of the month fell on, and then people are ready to join a group. So that's what I do. They order the sampler pack in the back office, or you can buy boxes of Shakeology and distribute those packets. But I share my story at the end of the group. So I told you 6 days. One day I share each of those topics, and then the last day I go live in the group and I share my story. I share my story about how Shakeology's changed me, about what we do in challenge groups, and I invite them to join. That's it. It's that simple. It's your story that's going to be the icing on the cake. So I switch it up, like I said. Sometimes I call it a tasting group. Sometimes I call it something else. I call it a sugar detox or clean eating group, and it's all the same thing. It's all just to make people interested in different things. But we use Shakeology, and I teach them about what it does for me. So what I want you to know is this. Whenever you run these groups, it's going to help you get rid of objections before they even happen. Because maybe you guys have run into this too. My slide won't change. But Jeff, did you mess with me? Okay, like I said, 75% of my challengers come from these groups. I have all the people go through the group, and then, just like anything in life, not everybody's gonna join, but most of my challengers come from these. It helps boost volume as well. As, like I said, it gives me a Success Club at the beginning of the month. And my last point there, most objections come from a lack of education. So by me educating people on Shakeology, that helps me before they even get an objection, okay? So I'm gonna share with you when I do get an objection, what I do. The first thing I do is make a post on social media. So if you don't do this, this is a huge thing that I truly believe will change your business. So what's an objection that I get frequently? Oh, Abby, I already drink a protein shake. Your shake is just like mine, right? And this one on the left, that's the one I'll tell you about right now. I'm making an obnoxious face, and the first line of my post is, my face when somebody tells me their protein shake is just like mine. And then I educated people on what Shakeology is and why it's not the same, okay? So whenever you get objections, you just address them publicly as well as privately, because what's that do? The person who did have that objection, they're gonna see that you didn't just say that behind the scenes to them, but you also put it out there publicly. It's truth, right? And that affirms what they want to believe and what you're trying to teach them. So I definitely address objections publicly on Facebook when it comes to Shakeology. The next thing I do when it comes to Shakeology on Facebook is, if you've heard of Gary Vaynerchuk's book, jab, jab, right hook, right? So jabs are just, we're sprinkling out there our Shakeology. For me personally, you'll see a lot of fun cups on my page. That's just my personality. I love mugs, I love fun cups, and so for me, I make my Shakeology look pretty, and then people ask what it is. Like Shalene talked about at Summit, right? I create curiosity. I don't say it's Shakeology. Sometimes I say it's chocolate superfood, sometimes I say nothing, and people are like, what's in your cup? How'd you make that? Or I'll talk about the kind of recipe it was, but I won't say what it is, okay? So that's a jab. And then public invites. So whenever I run these tasting groups every single month, I invite people publicly on Facebook to join me. And sometimes they look different, sometimes they look the same, like that one down there is talking about sugar. But at the end of the day, we have to invite people publicly, and then my PS at the bottom, don't forget about private invites too. Because if, I don't know if you can see on this one or not, let's look at that one in the top right. I think there's just a few likes on there, right? And there's one comment, one person wanted to join me. Well, I had 25 people in that group. Where do you think the other 24 came from that month, right? They came from private invitations. So you have to invite privately, but then your public Facebook page lets people know that it's the real deal, right? You actually do have something that you're running that people are invited to, and you let them know about that privately. So private invitations always trump the public ones, but they have to happen. Next, so how I keep people on Shakeology long term is I got over myself doing two things. The first thing I used to do in the beginning of my business when we didn't know how to explain Shakeology to people is I would just say that it's a protein shake. I can't believe I ever said that, but I did. And maybe you found yourself saying something like that too, because you're just trying to relate to people. So I want to help you understand how you can say it better and how you can make people commit to it longer. The other mistake I always made was I'd be like, hey, you want to just try this for a month? And just a month, and if you don't like it, I'll help you return it, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and would you just try it for 1 month, and we'll see what happens? And I gave people an out before they ever really committed or tried it. So now I lead with a commitment, okay? I lead with a 90-day commitment to my challenge groups and with Shakeology. How I do this, and this is just a graphic, you can take a picture of that and you can look at it later, but what I want to show you is, none of us deserve to make an income unless we're making an impact, and that's a Katie Ersta thing that I have brought with me forever. But I create challenge groups that give people results, and then I can make revenue, right? But I don't deserve to make that unless I help them get results. And I can't get them results if we just focus on 3 weeks or a healthy month. I have to help them create a healthy life, and then I've created sustainable revenue, okay? So this just breaks down for you. If you would help 3 people every month get enrolled with an all-access challenge pack, you get a lot of goals checked off, right? We hit Success Club 5, awesome. And then we created over $200 of commission for ourselves, okay? And then you look at it when we have residual income from Shakeology where it's continuing. If you lead with this 90-day commitment, then for 3 months at least, you're building up that you'd have in month 3, 6 people on Shakeology HD and 3 more new orders, right? So this can really help you build an income and help you create an impact when you lead with this commitment. How do you lead with this commitment? Well, first, people aren't gonna do what you don't tell them, right? So in my initial messages inviting people to join me, I invite them to join me in a 90-day challenge where I'm gonna help them change their lifestyle. And we've gotta do it for 90 days because we've gotta get through the highs and the lows together. The first month is easy, but then a picnic came up, or a graduation party, or a birthday party, or vacation, and I wanna go on vacation with you. And I wanna go to the birthday party with you, and I wanna teach you how, when you eat the cake, because we all do and will, we get right back into things, right? And that's what I teach people, is I wanna go on a journey with them for 90 days, and they've gotta commit to Shakeology and fitness programs with me, okay? So, how I keep people on Shakeology, number 1 was laying that groundwork, that foundation that I expect them to drink it for 90 days, okay? Then if you expect them to drink it for 90 days, nobody's surprised when they get charged again, right? And then by 90 days, I hope that they become a lifer, which is something that if I have time, I'll touch on. But Shakeology check-in, so when your challenge group starts, it's week 1, I do 2 important things. I check in with people specifically about their Shakeology, week 1 and week 2. I do it via voice memo because I think that when people hear your voice, they know that you're genuine. You're not just like, hey, you drinking your shake? Or I want to make sure you drink your shake so I get my money. People want to hear your real voice and it be genuine. So I shoot a voice memo. I say, hey girl, wanted to check in and see if you started drinking your Shake-O every day. How are you liking it? How are you mixing it? And I do this because I want to give them 2 points every day. Are you drinking it every day? I want to plant that seed. You're supposed to drink it every day. And how are you mixing it? Because how many of you here have had people like stir their shake or something, right? And then you're like, no wonder you hated it. But if we can figure this out from the beginning, what they're doing wrong, then they're not going to be halfway through their bag when bag 2 comes and then they cancel, right? Okay, so the second thing I do, week 2, is, hey girl, happy Monday. Don't forget to start your week strong with Shakeology. So maybe their weekend was bad. They got off track. But I can remind them, hey, let's start our day with Shakeology. And then I ask them, are you noticing less cravings? How's your digestion? How's your energy? Because I want to attribute those changes they're feeling after a week to Shakeology. Because we know that Shakeology helps with our energy, it helps with our digestion. But if they don't know that that's linked together, they're not going to value it the same way. So help them value it by letting them know that those changes are from Shakeology. Now this is a quick tip. If you don't know this, you see that little forward button? I circled it for you. So I record that message, and then I had 10 new challengers, and I hit forward. Ashley, Sarah, Melissa, Sam. Nobody knows. It sends them each an individual message, okay? So if your excuse is that you don't have time, you do. Just don't say somebody's name, and then you can send it to all of your new challengers at one time, okay? So that's my tip for you. The other thing I do in groups is I create polls. I'll say, hey, what flavor did you drink today? And I'll just like list them up. Or I'll say like, what are you noticing with your digestion? And then I'll list some things up. People will respond to polls very well for me, okay? So these are ways I keep people engaged with their Shakeology, and I check in with them to make sure they're staying on track. So the thing I'll share, where's Jeff? Do I have a minute? Am I good? Am I talking fast enough? Do I have a minute that I can share something? Okay. So the other thing I want to let you guys know is for me, after 90 days, I run these 90-day challenge groups. I help people drink Shakeology for 90 days. I believe in 90 days you can create a lifer, somebody who's going to drink this forever, or a coach. I really believe that, okay? So you help people through a process of understanding the value of Shakeology through a tasting group, being educated as to why it's awesome, then get them to consistently do it. Then you go on a journey with them, and it's not just for 3 weeks or for a month where they're like, oh, I'm only gonna buy this Shakeology for a month, but they understand they're creating a lifestyle with it. And after 30 days or 60 days of really being intentional with people, them drinking their shake, them working out, you checking in with them, change begins to happen. And when you've planted this long-term seed, they're gonna be way more likely to stay in it and to join you as a coach, because maybe they want a discount too, you know, but in a positive way. I never lead with just the discount, but I'll say to somebody, is there anybody in your life who's noticing the positive changes that you're making, the results that you're getting, that you could pay this forward to? And by the way, you're gonna get an awesome discount. Are you interested in that? I know you're gonna drink this shake long term, so I think it would be great. And that is what's gonna get people to commit, to bring people into. So in a nutshell, just as a little bonus tip for you guys, with these 90-day groups that I run, the first 30 days are all about them. I'm gonna pour into them, I'm gonna make sure they're there every day. I have a checklist, I have everybody's name on it, and I'm like, Sarah showed up today, Megan showed up today. I make sure everybody's showing up, and when they're not, I reach out to them and make sure they stay engaged. In the second month, I help them start to lead by example with me. I message them all, I say, hey girl, you rocked month 1. I'm gonna have some new people joining us this month, and I need them to see how you've been doing. Would you mind sharing your story in the group with everybody, letting them know how the first 30 days have gone for you, right? I help them start to step out a little bit, to see their results, to see their progress. And then in that second month, I start to ask them, hey girl, would you just keep an eye on Jessica? I know she's doing the same program as you, and she's struggling with her workout. She needs a little more accountability. Can you make sure she shows up in the group every day? Maybe tag her in your posts. And I'm teaching them how to coach just a little bit at a time. And then in 90 days, in the last month, right, I have them put together their story, their whole journey, and I have them share it in our group, letting those people know as they say, farewell, I made my 90 days. And our goal is to not have to hold somebody's hand for life, right? I hope you know that, because if we have to hold somebody's hand for life, it never creates that self-accountability, that self-discipline that I really believe that we need to be long-term successful in our health. And as a coach, right, we have to have that self-discipline. So I teach them for 90 days, and then it's, I got this, I'm gonna go inspire somebody and run my own group. Or sometimes people are on a longer journey and they need to continue. But if I can equip them to leave my daily accountability after 90 days, I really believe I've done them a service as a coach, okay? So in 90 days, they share their story in the group, and then guess what? They just wrote their coming out post as a coach, basically. And then I encourage them, hey, do you know? Do you see the change? Do you see how much love and support everybody in the group gave you? I empower them, and I ask them, would you share that on your page? You know? And then you just help them take the first steps in really building credibility in their own journey, becoming a coach. I really believe through that vital process that we talk about in Beachbody, that they have to grow into being an advocate, and then they can be a truly successful coach. So that's my formula for success, from beginning, teaching people brand new about Shakeology, and then having them join this group, having them stay on Shakeology, becoming a lifer or a coach. And that's what I have for you guys today. So thank you.
Great job, Abby. Well, let's give it up for one more time, guys. So